In this episode, Jim and I are going to talk about when it is appropriate and right to say no to a customer. Yes, customers are right most of the time, but there are times when no makes sense. Listen, because I think you're going to learn something really valuable in this episode.
How you can be the greatest salesperson on the planet.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Jim Shorkey, and we have Marshall in the back.
Hello.
Hey, Marshall.
We love to fire questions at Marshall.
Let's try to stump him today.
Let's try to stump him.
Since you can't stump me.
So, Jim, a lot of salespeople want to say yes to the customer all the time because they want to help.
Yeah.
When is saying yes not the right move? And when is saying no actually been better in the long run?
There are situations where the customer doesn't have a right, and we have to say no. It could be any variety of things. For example, in my world of running a business, I was not willing to let my customers abuse my team. There was a point where I would step in and say, enough's enough. We're not going to treat my friend Derek like this. Now, he messed up. I agree. Let's work on getting it fixed, okay? So I'm not going to let you abuse him. I'll do the abusing, okay? Let's get you fixed. I'm not going to listen to profanity. I'm just not. Believe me, I swear like a drunken sailor. But I'm not going to let the customer use profanity with me because I just think it's incredibly disrespectful. It's not like it really bothers me, but I use that as a way of keeping the situation under control. Because my experience has been that once I let that, it just gets worse and louder and louder. And so this is no kidding. And believe me, I don't want to give you advice on this because you have to run your business your way. I'm talking about Jim Shorkey talking to one of my customers on the phone. And they would be F-bombing me right, left over something that Derek screwed up. And I would let that go for just a brief amount of time and say, now listen, Mr. Customer, we need to stop with the F-bombs. And they would keep at it. I'm going to ask you again. I need you to stop using that kind of language. Let's try to be reasonable and figure out how we can get this fixed. We messed up, I agree. And they keep going. Listen, Mr. Customer, if you keep this up, I'm going to hang up on you. Click, I'd hang up. And I'm not kidding. It sounds like the wrong approach. Customers always
right, yeah.
No, they're not. The customers are not always right. I'm sorry. If you're one of my customers, I'm here to tell you, you're not always right. That's not right. But by taking a stand and hanging up with a warning, I didn't just hang up. I did it with a warning. By taking a stand, I'm telling you right now, 99 times, 98 times out of 100, it took maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and I would get a phone call back. And it would be this customer. And they always started off, it was the same way every time. Mr. Shorkey, this is Joe calling. I'm sorry for the way I talked to you. And I never let them be sorry. I'd say, sir, ma'am, it's okay. I'm a big boy. I've heard it before. But I think you and I need to have a more civil way of approaching this thing. So let's get to work on fixing your problem. I have a chill right now because I did this, and it happened literally every single time. And so let's go. And I would figure out what the problem was. I get my best guy or girl on it, and we get it resolved. And I'm telling you, I made more friends that way. I made more friends, and I got more business that way. Man, that Jim Shorkey, what a guy. You got to go see him. I'm telling you.
So you weren't afraid you were going to lose the deal
I didn't
or
care.
upset the customer?
I didn't care. I didn't care. I honestly, sincerely, I don't care. If you find it in your heart to talk to me like that, I don't care about you anymore. I don't care. Sometimes we need to say no. Enough's enough. And if we can't at least be civil, what are we doing here? And by being that direct and that honest and that upfront, I made friends. That person that I hung up on, I made friends. And we were buddies. And we were boyfriend, girlfriend. But we were. And I developed great relationships that way because if you take that kind of language of somebody and they put up with it, does your respect go up or down for that person?
Down.
Exactly.
They're just letting you berate them, basically.
So there was a point where, and you never did. If you did that kind of crap in the middle of my showroom, you got sent away. And if it had to happen this way, I would call the police on you and have you physically removed. You're just not going to do that in my dealership. In the same way, if we have an employee talking, a team member talking to another team member in that same manner, they're fired. I don't care. I don't tolerate that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to criticize somebody's religion. I'm not going to criticize somebody's sex/sexuality. Let's have respect. Love the customer. Love the team. Keep it very humble.
That's so good, Jim, because you're willing to respect your team and your customers.
Absolutely.
And not just willing to take, you're not a yes man.
Nope. And we did mess up. And you do have a problem. And it's our fault. But we don't need to talk to each other like this. That's not acceptable. So stop the nonsense. Oh, you're not going to stop? Click. See you later. Oh, what if he goes someplace else? Let him go. They pondered, they thought about it, and they thought, that's no way to talk to somebody. And they called me back and apologized. And I never let them hang there. I always said, hey, forget about it. It's water under the bridge. It's done. Now let's get you fixed up. That's what I want to do.
Yep.
And they loved it. That went from hanging up on them to loving Jim Shorkey.
I love that because you answered the question in the sense of the customer doesn't always right, but then you backed it up with real information, like real stories of, hey, these are some examples of when they're not.
Well, and let's be careful here, okay? Marshall, the customer is mostly always right. I really believe that. But there are some instances where they're not. And we just got to be very cognizant of that and deal with it appropriately. But it's a rare thing. Please don't misinterpret this. How many times did I hang up on a customer over the years? Very few. But if I had to, I would. How many times did I throw a customer off my lot? Very seldom. But if I had to, I would. Because the integrity of me and my team and my company is way more important than to be treated that way.
Yep. Thank you, Jim.
Pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Let us know what you've learned in the comments below. And maybe tough situations you've had to deal with where you've had to tell the team or the customer. We'd love to hear from you down below.